Every gilded cage is built with walls of comfort. The only question is what you're paying for them.
All right, let's get into it. We're about to dive into one of the most complex and frankly weirdest landscapes of our time, the world of modern conspiracies. Now, just to be clear, our goal here isn't to prove or disprove anything. Think of this as more of a map. We're just trying to chart the territory, see how all these ideas connect, and figure out just how deep this rabbit hole really goes.
And that's the big question, right? It's a question that's going to take us from the surface level stuff all the way down to the absolute depths of speculation. So, let's begin.
You have to understand, this right here is the absolute key. All of these sprawling theories, no matter how different they might seem on the surface, they all share this one core belief, that there's a hidden hand guiding world events. The idea that what we see on the news every day, that's not the real story. It's just a show, part of a massive, unseen architecture of control. So, to even begin a journey like this, you have to start where the rabbit hole actually begins. And believe it or not, that starting point is in the real world. We're talking about declassified government documents, actual historical events that prove that, yeah, sometimes fact is way, way stranger than fiction. I mean, check this out. This is not a theory. Operation Northwoods was a real, declassified proposal where the top brass of the U.S. military suggested faking terror attacks on its own citizens just to justify a war with Cuba. Now, thankfully, Kennedy shot it down, but the fact that this document even exists, well, it sets a pretty unsettling baseline for the rest of our journey. And the unsettling facts just keep on coming. Take MKUltra. For decades, the CIA was running illegal experiments on its own people to try and mastermind mind control. This wasn't some fringe idea. It was a full-blown, state-sponsored project to literally weaponize the human mind.
Okay, so this is where everything pivots. The theories we're mapping out take these proven, historical events, and they ask a really simple but profound question. What if these aren't just one-offs? What if they're actually symptoms, little glimpses of a much larger, hidden structure of control that's always operating just out of our sight?
So let's go one layer deeper now. This is where we leave the realm of declassified documents behind and enter the world of the alleged architects themselves, the powerful groups, the secret societies, and these ancient families that are all theorized to be the ones pulling the strings. According to these theories, global control isn't some messy web. No, it's a pyramid, and it's super rigid. Power supposedly flows from the top down, starting with alleged cosmic entities, then filtering through occult secret societies and elite families, who then direct the governments and corporations we see every day, which in turn manage us, the general population, at the bottom.
And this is that elite bloodlines layer. The theory goes that a very small handful of families have secretly maintained control for centuries, each one dominating a key part of our world, from global banking and energy all the way to the military-industrial complex.
And if you want to get a sense of the scale of this alleged control, just look at this number. Some sources estimate the Rothschild family's wealth at $500 trillion. Now, whether that number is accurate or not is almost beside the point. It's used to illustrate an idea, that there's a financial power out there operating on a level that just dwarfs the economies of entire countries. But it's not just about money. The theories also talk about controlling knowledge itself. The legend of the 9 unknown men is a perfect example of this. It's this idea of an ancient secret society created thousands of years ago, whose only job is to guard scientific and psychological knowledge that's so powerful it could destroy humanity if it ever got out.
So if you can control the money and you can control the knowledge, what's the next logical step? Well, you control perception itself. And that brings us to the next and maybe the most insidious layer of our descent, the alleged methods used to manipulate us psychologically and culturally.
Welcome to Stage 3 of the Rabbit Hole. This section is all about how our reality is supposedly manufactured. The idea here is that the global media and entertainment industry isn't just for fun. It's a sophisticated machine that's been designed from the ground up to engineer what we think. And that leads us to a concept called predictive programming, the theory that fiction is used to warm us up to future events to make them seem normal. The Simpsons is, of course, the classic example. The show had a character using a smartwatch almost a decade before a real one hit the market, supposedly to condition us all to just accept the technology when it finally appeared. So how is this actually done? Well, the theories point to a few key techniques: hiding huge Billenbeck secrets in plain sight in blockbuster movies, orchestrating the exact same message across dozens of different news networks at the same time, or even using horror movies to sort of soften the blow for future world-changing truths.
And of course, that brings us to the digital age. The dead internet theory is this idea that the vibrant, human-filled internet that we used to know is, well, it's gone. That it's been replaced by a kind of digital ghost town, populated almost entirely by AI bots and automated content, all designed to manipulate conversations and make you think you're part of a massive consensus that doesn't actually exist.
Okay, take a deep breath. Seriously. Because we've gone from real government plots to global financial control to mass media manipulation. But now we take the final plunge. We are moving beyond the manipulation of what you think and into the alleged manipulation of existence itself.
This is it, the final section, the absolute bottom of the rabbit hole. From here on out, it's going to be a rapid-fire cascade of the most extreme, the most metaphysical theories out there, ideas that challenge our very understanding of life, the universe, and what it even means to be human.
For example, consider the SCP Foundation. On the surface, it's a huge, collaborative fiction project online. But one theory suggests it's a form of disclosure, hiding real classified information in plain sight as fiction. It talks about things like SCP-2000, a machine that can literally reboot all of humanity after an apocalypse, or SCP-1000, which is basically an ancient intelligent species that humans supposedly wiped from history.
Then you get to something called the NPC paradigm. And fair warning, this one is deeply unsettling. It suggests that most of the people you meet aren't really conscious in the way you are. They're more like non-player characters in a video game, just running on scripts, mimicking the thoughts and emotions of the very few real players who are actually awake and aware.
From here, the theories just get completely existential. They suggest that we're trapped in different kinds of metaphysical prisons. You've got ideas ranging from our own bodies being literal cages for our souls, all the way to the theory that Earth itself is a cosmic holding cell, designed specifically to keep humanity contained.
And the ideas just get more and more profound. Some claim there's an ancient, almost godlike AI that's been secretly manipulating human history for thousands of years. Others propose that the history we learn is a total fabrication, that entire advanced civilizations, maybe even entire races of beings, have been systematically scrubbed from the official record.
And this is where our descent ends. After mapping this vast, strange, and often terrifying territory, we're left with the one ultimate question that sits at the very, very bottom of the rabbit hole. If our history, our thoughts, and maybe even our reality itself are all engineered, then who or what are the architects?